Reese, you're working with shows on multiple platforms, Hulu, Little Fires Everywhere, HBO, Big Little Lies. How did you decide that Apple was the place for this show?
Well, Jen and I talked about it a lot. I mean, we went
back and
forth. We had like 2 or 3 days where we really spoke to everyone and really heard everything that everybody had to say. And Apple just came up with a proposal that was felt very cutting edge. It felt like the story. It felt like they were going to allow us to really push creative boundaries.
Yeah.
And we were nervous.
Yeah, because they didn't know what they were doing. They literally said, we don't have offices.
Right.
And we were like, neither do we. This is kind of cool. It felt very wild, wild west, as you said. And that was exciting because at the end of the day, Apple does things pretty well.
Yeah.
And they were about quality, not necessarily quantity. Mm-hmm. And they have been awesome partners because we have been allowed such creative freedom.
Well, it's a big opportunity, but also a little bit of a risk to be the first big show or among the first big shows on this platform. Like all eyes are going to be on these shows on November 1st. Mm-hmm. So are you ready for that onslaught?
Well, now I am. Scared the crap out of this. It's going to be great.
So you both were executive producers on this, obviously working on it together from the beginning. What was your did your involvement, was it sort of sustained through the whole process? Was it greater during development, continued during shooting?
Every day. And if we were working on set and doing scenes, we'd be looking at drafts of a script, and then we'd go to a read-through, then we'd give notes, then we'd be looking at an edit of one of the episodes, and it was just...
Constant.
It was constant.
It was fantastic.
It was so nice.
It was really fun to be, for us, we've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
And so to be where we are and doing what we are allowed to do together right now, in this day and age, in this time, being a part of something that's starting from the ground up, we were pretty excited about it. So.
And to have people listen to us, and be interested in our input. Yeah. It was really extraordinary.
And a female showrunner and a female director, at least on those
right.
first 2 episodes. A lot of great women involved. So between Alex and Bradley, who would you want to get your morning news from?
Alex.
Well, it all depends on what blows your hair back, right?
I love Alex. I have to say, when I was doing the scene where I have to talk to you about Cole, and I was so nervous.
So was I.
Were you?
Oh, yeah.
But she had this outfit on, and then she has these fake assistants, but they look kind of real, and they're bringing her water, and then she's folding her glasses, and I was like, it was the presence of it was just felt perfect. And I feel like this is, I can't imagine an actor more perfect for a role than Jennifer in this particular role, right? There's something so perfect about it because we know you and love you, but it's almost like this tiny peek at what is it really like to be known in the world, everywhere, the good, the bad, the pretty, the terrifying, all of it. So it just deepens the love for you, I think.
I love you for that. Well, I don't even know what to say. I gotta digest this for a second. And Rebecca.
Okay.
Well, it is fun to see you back, and I'm gonna guess this is not unrelated, maybe, to the fact that you recently joined Instagram and almost broke Instagram within days.
It's not my fault. It's Courtney's fault.
I blame all of you.
It's all your fault.
Within days, as of this afternoon, it's probably grown since then. You have more than 16 million followers. Reese, however, has more than 20. So,
I know.
Catch up.
I know. I don't know what to say.
I've been on it for 5 years. She's been on for 3 days.
But what did convince you to finally do it? And did you seek some tips from your expert co-star and co-executive producer?
Well, I watch her expertly do it and effortlessly. It's never in your face. I know there's people that are kind of constantly doing it, and it feels like a little too much. But of course, I asked friends and sort of just felt, listen, this isn't going to go away, and so why not? Can't beat them, join them. Yeah. And I really want it to be over.
No,
God. Okay,
we love it.
more?
It's so good.
No, I'm kidding.
I think you're
I'm
very
kidding.
good
It's
at
very.
it,
It's actually quite fun, and it's fun.
Reese,
Really
with
is,
a
guys,
little
it's fun.
with a little more social media experience under your belt, Reese, has there been any bad social media moments for you?
Yes!
Oh.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, what do you do about that?
You just, well, you realize that everybody has it, and
Yeah.
it's like white noise,
Yeah.
right? And anything that's there, nobody remembers it the next day. You can't remember it 3 minutes later. So, and you're gonna mess. I mean, we all mess up. You make mistakes. You say sorry in a genuine way. And
Yeah.
move on.
Okay, so sorry ahead of time.
Where you two have acted before together on Friends as the Green Sisters, Rachel and Jill. Where we're not going to talk about a Friends reunion, but where would the Green Sisters be today?
Right here.
We just
morning
need another
television.
chair for
No.
Christina Apple.
Yes, we need Christina up here. I don't know where we would be.
We love her.
We love Christina.
Oh, she's so great.
She's a good one.
But she's on another show.
I know.
Oh, right, another great show.
I'm sure we could. Oh, hello, little animal.
I know, there's the animal
Little
dog.
dog there.
So, growing up, what kinds of things did you get in trouble for?
Being sassy, having a smart mouth, being too opinionated. I got suspended in high school for telling the English teacher that I didn't think the homework was hard enough.
Oh my God.
What a dork!
Well, that just told. That's amazing.
I have a friend.
Oh God, look at you.
I was
You're
like,
like,
I'm sorry, this is not hard enough. And then I got sent to the principal, and she was like, Reese, you can't. Even if you think it, you just can't say that to you can't say that to the teacher. I was like, why not? She needs to know.
my God, you are Bradley Jackson.
I know.
We get it so natural.
Or Tracy Flick or something. I don't know.
And what about you, Jen? What was your?
God. I was sent out of the room all the time, but not for saying things weren't hard enough, because I would daydream and we would pass notes and we'd try to outlaugh each other. So that I always got somehow I'd laugh the hardest and get out of the room, and then I'd be psyched to be out of the room.
Right.
So that's my experience. The fact that I graduated high school was a miracle. But and what else did I get in trouble for? Yeah, daydreaming. I was daydreaming and not paying. Yeah, well.
Okay, so and speaking of being in trouble, which of your cast members, not just each other, but any of your cast members, which would you want to bail you out if you were in jail for some reason? Who should we send?
Mark Duplass.
Mark Duplass. Yeah.
Mark Duplass.
Mark Duplass.
Because?
Because he's got to get shit done.
If he does.
And he needs a show to go on air at the time, and he needs you out of.
Oh, I thought we were
Jail.
talking about Mark Duplass for real.
Oh,
Like if I was in jail, I'd call Mark. Well, I'd call you first.
I was just gonna say.
Yes, I'd call you first, but then I'd call Mark.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It feels like he could spin a story and get you out of jail.
See, I think it would be you.
Really?
Yeah.
I could do that. I
You
know
would.
people.
You do know people.
So I know that all the breaks of humor in the show, even in these very dramatic scenes, got a good reaction here tonight. People really responded to that element. Certainly, though, you wouldn't call it a dramedy. It's a drama, but there's a lot of humor. How did you, in development and working through as you were doing the scenes, find that balance of how much the comic note was going to be right?
I think it just was. It's my favorite kind of comedy is comedy that comes out of real life. You know, so it wasn't really about how do we make this a comedic moment. It just was, because some of the things that were happening were hilarious. So it was just kind of, playing the truth of the moment.
I know that you both really wanted to work with Steve Carell on this.
He's fantastic. Very solid, grounded. I don't think we could have imagined any other person, because he's so lovable and he has such good will. So you couldn't imagine any other actor playing the part of Mitch Kessler. He's just perfection.
Another
and
very
so much more to
memorable-
come.
okay.
There's so much more Mitch in the show too.
So
You
he
get-
arcs through the whole season.
Yep, the whole season, so you get to really see what his life becomes like, which I really like about the show too. It's not really choosing who you like and who you don't. And I think, sometimes life is so bizarre, you have no way to process it. And the show really, I think, helps show what his inner life is like and what happens to his wife and what happens to his kids and his reputation. And he does such an incredible job grounding that and making you really care for him as a human being, because he's a human being.
Yeah. Who really does not understand what happened.
Yeah.
Right.
What did I do?
The rules changed.
Like,
One day he woke up and the rules changed and no one told him.
Yeah. And that's the charming narcissist. It's like, well, who doesn't want to? Everybody wants to be with me, right? I mean, where I think those boundaries just don't, it's a rude awakening.
Another very memorable moment from that scene we just talked about outside is when he says, you say, I miss you, or whatever it is, he says, me too, and you say, you just said it to me.
I did. I wouldn't use those two words together if I were you.
It's a great line, Carrie Aaron.
When you saw that in the table read or whatever, I mean, what was your response to that kind of moment?
Everybody laughed.
Oh.
Everybody laughed in the read-through. Everybody laughed a lot in the read-through.
And also, for one of the screenings, I was surprised more than I anticipated.
Did y'all laugh? Did you find a laugh funny?
Yeah. I think you got a lot of laughs.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
How funny was it? Well, on a scale of 1 to 10, this was a fantastic night. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.